In
So,
progress.
HANA administration part. So, what is HANA here? So, normally we know HANA is the database software which is released by the SAP, right? So, previously they are in the only application softwares. So, but they are in the databases as well. So, they have released the first MaxDB, Sybase, and HANA DB. Like that, there are multiple databases they have released into the market. In that, HANA is the with a different concept. With the SAP HANA DB, with a different concept they have released into the market. So what is the different concept which is not exist in the other databases previously, right? So HANA is the latest and in-memory database. HANA is the in-memory database here. In-memory means it will store the data in memory, inside of the memory here, right? Inside of the memory means, so other databases, it will store the data into the file system level. But the HANA DB, it will store the data into the RAM level. RAM level means in the in-memory concept. In-memory concept, it will store the data here, right? And also it's a platform which can we deploy we can deploy this HANA database in on premises and also in the cloud level also we can deploy this database here. Means anywhere we can deploy the HANA database. Deploy means anywhere we can do the installation of the HANA database. In memory or cloud level, we can deploy it here. So HANA is a combination of combination of software requirement and the hardware requirements here, which means so we have to carefully review the hardwares to install the HANA database and software to install the HANA database here. So that's why HANA is a combination of the hardware and software requirement here, right? So that is the main thing of the HANA. So main technique in the HANA database is here. So it's a in-memory column-oriented columnar database. In-memory column-oriented the relational database management. So it's a developed and marketed by the SAP SE. SAP SE means it's one of the software company here. The primary function of the HANA database, the main function of the HANA database here, the primary function of the HANA database here to server is to store and retrieve the data as requested by the applications. Store means storing the data and also retrieve the data as requested by the applications here. Store and retrieve the data, right? Means we can also store the data and we can also the applications will retrieve the data from the databases here. That is the main function of the primary functions of the HANA database is this one here, right? So the initial release of the HANA database is 2010. 2010 initial release of the SAP HANA they have introduced into the market in 2010 here. The primary function is storing the data. So any business data, it will store the data here, right? So it's in memory. Someone if ask you what is HANA database means, it's a in memory, then column oriented and so columnar database, column oriented and columnar database here, right? It's a relational database management system here to store the data, right? So it performs the advanced analytics as well, like the spectacle data processing, the predictive data processing, text data, text set streaming, and the graphics data processing. And also it has capability of the ETL tools, smart data accessing and everything here, right? So that is the main thing here. Means it's a in-memory column-oriented columnar database here. So if I talk about the abbreviation of the HANA database here, it's a high performance. It's a high performance. It's high performance. So analytical appliance, high performance analytical appliance here, right? High performance. H means high performance. right? ANA means analytical appliance here. That's the reason. So H plus ANA HANA means high performance analytical appliance here. Means the performance is very high to get the data from the HANA database, which means you can within fraction of milliseconds you can get the results from the HANA database. You can get the results from the HANA database. Why? Because it's a in-memory capability. So data in the HANA database level, it will store into the RAM level. RAM means our main memory level, it will store the data. So then, but other databases, it will store the data into the file system level. File system level. File system level means disk. Suppose, suppose example, if we see here, so this is the CPU, so this is the memory, and this is the disk, right? So CMD. So here, what will happen? CPU here, right? CPU. This is a CPU here, and CPU and the memory and disk here, right? Disk. So suppose here what will happen? So whenever you set something, whenever you need some data from the database level, so it will go to the CPU. CPU will take the thread will initiate to the memory, then memory in the memory it will go and it will go to the disk. So in the disk level it will check, disk level it will check other databases, other databases, how the how it will calculate the data, how it will pull the data from the database level, right? So means disk level. Disk means our C drive, D drive. So first it will go to the CPU, memory, and disk. So whenever you set something here, the request go to the CPU, memory, and disk format here. In the disk, so it will calculate, it will in the disk, it will store the all the data, it will set it out, then it will give the response back to the user. It will give the response back to user in the same line here, right? So which means request going to the CPU, then memory, memory to disk, checking the disk is very slow. But because disk rate is very low, it depends upon the your IO disk rate, right? Checking the disk, and so it will give the response back to the users here. That is the other databases we do. So coming to the HANA databases, coming to the HANA databases functionality. So we have the CPU concept. Then in the main memory, we have the main memory concept here. So we have the main memory, but in the main, we have the memory, and so the main memory, and they have introduced this disk storing the data into in the inside of the memory itself, inside of the memory itself here, inside of the memory itself here. So here what exactly happens here? So here when you go to the CPU, request always will go to the CPU to CPU, then CPU to the main memory it will go, but in the main memory itself you have the data, right? Main memory itself, you have the business data. Then, so speedily it will get the data and it will give the response back to the user, which means you are saving the request from here to here, you are saving the request here, right? So main memory to disk. So you are saving that timelines you are saving here, that timelines you are saving here. So which means, we are saving a lot of time. Also, as per SAP, so getting the data from main memory is faster than disk. Getting the data from main memory is faster than disk. How much time? How much faster than? So 1 lakh times faster than disk. Means receiving the data from main memory and receiving the data from the disk. If you compare this both the speeds, and it's a 1 lakh times so faster than disk here. Means data is storing here only. Then if you have the more RAM, data is storing here, then you are grabbing the data more from the your database level here. So that is the differences. That is the new technology SAP introduced into their database, that is called the HANA database. They have introduced it here, right? So they have SAP before the HANA, this concept they have introduced into the one of the earlier development they have introduced into the TREX concept. They have introduced it here. Same functionality they have introduced into the TREX concept. So TREX search engine. So TREX search engine. So they have introduced this concept here. But in memory, the MaxDB in memory live cache engine here, the tricks, the tricks concept. So they have introduced these concepts here. But separately, even though separately they have released it into the, so they have fully, they have capabilities into the HANA database. So they have, means they have made it as a one database and they have named it as the HANA database on premises. So our cloud we can install. So this database is here, right? So this is the database here. The key functions are the database is like a storing the data and retrieving the data by applications here, right? So that is the main thing of the HANA database here. So one more thing is here in one HANA database, normally if you compare it to the other databases, so only, so we have the types of data like transactional data and analytical data here. So transactional data. So transactional, right? So transactional data, and so the analytical data here, transactional, then analytical data here, analytical, so data here. So transactional data means, so you can store only one database, we can store either only one data here, either the one database, we can store only either transactional data, then for analytical data, you need to create the one more database here, right? Means the two functionalities, you need the two databases here, right? But in the HANA database, in one database, you can insert the multiple transactions, not only transactional data, you can also insert the analytical data. Means you can also save the your analytical data, you can save it here. You can also store the analytical data. And also the storing that when the data is storing into the in HANA database, means in the RAM memory, that is the compressed format. Compressed format means the data will be compressed to the small quantity. Maybe suppose like if the 1 GB data, if file system level you are inserting, it will occupy the 1 GB space, right? But when it comes to the HANA database level, 1 GB, then when the in the HANA database we have the compression techniques are there. When storing the data into the main memory level, the data size will be reduced to the, so maybe 10x, like 60%, 70%. So like the data only will be inserted, remaining data will be compressed format. Compressed means the size will be reduced here. So that is the main advantages of the HANA database here. So coming to the versions here, so they have released the multiple versions into the market. They have so released the multiple versions into the market here. So initially, they have released the HANA 1.0 and HANA 2.0 here. Initially, they have released the HANA 1.0 and HANA 2.0 here. HANA 1.0 and so HANA 1.0, they have released it here. Suppose if I talk about the versions of HANA, in 2020 2010 they have released it. So that time they have named it as the SAP Hana 1.0, means 10, right? So then the time SPS 00 they have created here, SPS 00 they have released into the market here. Then after that, so they have changed it to the 01, then 02, then 03, and 04, then 05, and 06, and 07 yearly ones. Then 08, then 09, then 010, 110. So SPS 10, SPS 11, then SPS 12 is the latest version, 12 months, 12, so 12 years. Then they have changed this one here. Means HANA revision strategy is like yearly once they will release it here. The starting release is the SPS 00, right? SPS 00, they have starting release of the HANA versions here. Then later, so they have changed their architecture, HANA architecture. Then they have made it as the HANA 2.0. Then SPS 00, they have changed it here. Made it as this one, and they have changed it as the 00 here, right? Then 01, then 02, then 03. So here also we have the 04 and 05. So 06 and we have the 07 is the latest version of the HANA database, and 08 is ready to release. So ready to release into the market here, ready to release into the market here. This is the ready to release, but it's not released it, it's ready to release. But current latest version of the HANA databases of version is the HANA 2.0 SPS 07 here, right? The coming to the versions. So this is the version strategy. Their strategy of the versions is once a year, once a year. So they will release the new SPs once a year, yearly once they will release the new SPs here. So last year they have released it. This year they are going to release it. The previous year they have released it here. So like that here, right? 2023 they have released the SPS 07. 4 they're going to release this one. 3 means every year the mid of like either August or September or October, so they will release this one. Maybe max this month they will release the new. So SPS 08 they will release it here. So that is the version strategy here. So coming to the HANA database, we can only install on the Linux operating systems. Linux operating systems only. So Linux means it's not compatible to install on the Windows platforms, Windows operating systems, because of so the capability of the RAMs. And because only Linux operating systems can support the hardware support only this thing here, only Linux operating systems here, right? So either so Linux means Linux also we have the so Red Hat Linux here, then we have the SUSE Linux here, Red Hat Linux and SUSE Linux here, Red Hat Linux and SUSE Linux we have here, right? And the Linux OS, Red Hat Linux and SUSE Linux here. So these are the things we have in the systems here, versions and the Red Hat Linux and SUSE Linux we have in the systems. So these are the version strategy here. So when they have released it into the market, so HANA, when they have released it into the market, they have released it into the 3 editions here. 3 editions means when you want to release the book into the market, normally you will release into the 3 books. Same content, 3 books. One is the with attachment, without attachment, and premium. So like that, you will release the 3 editions into the market, right? So here in the same SAP, when they have released into the market, so they have released the 3 editions. They have released it here. So one is the HANA SAP HANA platform edition here. The second one is the enterprise. So the price edition here. The second one is the extended. So enterprise edition here, editions. So these are the 3 editions they have released into the market here in the HANA database. So normally, what is the difference between 3 editions means it's only the licensing and some additional features, here. So licensing and some additional features they have introduced into the market here. So what is this licensing? What are the things we will get when you take the platform edition license, when you take the enterprise editions license, when you take the extended enterprise editions? So what are the benefits as a customer we will get from SAP here if you take this license here, right? So here, so normal, our standard license is the platform edition. Standard license is the platform edition here. Platform. Standard is the platform edition here. Standard license is the platform edition here. So standard is the platform edition here. So HANA, so platform, so edition here. The standard is the platform edition here. So which means here normally each and every edition, by default you will get the HANA DB server, then HANA client. So HANA DB server, HANA client, then HANA Studio, then so add-ons and HANA Studio and so add-ons and the plugins you will get. Add-ons and plugins you will get here. So every platform, the basic DB software, client, studio, add-ons and plugins, you will get these things into the so in the HANA platform edition pack. Pack means so this software is available to your license, your customer license, right? So what about the extended? What about the enterprise. What about the enterprise edition here? What about the enterprise edition here? In the enterprise edition also, you will get the same package. Additionally, you will get the data provisioning techniques. Additionally, you will get the this data provisioning methods. Data provisioning methods means SLT. SLT, then bots and DXE. These are the replication techniques here. This license also you will get as a free, that is included, not the free, that is included in the enterprise edition. Enterprise edition license you will get here. Enterprise edition you will get here. It contains the data provisioning techniques here, which means the customers who wants to use the trigger based replication or ETL based replication, they don't have to necessary to purchase the separate license here. So when you take the enterprise edition, these license, these techniques also you will get as part of the your license here. That is the main thing here, right? So which means, so if you take the platform edition, you will get only these softwares. But if you want to use the any SLT or ETL functionalities, you need to separately purchase the license, means separate cost. So which means you need to separately purchase it here. So in that case, the who are need for this licenses, they can purchase the enterprise edition. Then they will get the HANA DB client, studio, add-ons, plugins. Additionally, you will get the data provisioning methods. The server also you will get from SAP. Data provisioning server also you will get from SAP here. That's what you can do it here. Okay. So that is the main thing we have. Right. So that is the data provisioning techniques here. So, and the second one is also HANA extended. So extended edition, right? Enterprise extended edition here. So this is the HANA enterprise edition. This is the HANA enterprise extended version here. Enterprise. So enterprise extended edition here. So which means what we will get here. Here also you will get the DB client, studio, add-ons and plugins, and additionally you will get the and the data provisioning methods, and additionally you will get the Sybase replication server here. The Sybase, the replication, the server option you will get here. Sybase replication option you will get here, right? That is the main thing here, Sybase replication option here, which means, so you can, Sybase replication option means, so the license, the Sybase license, you can get it out here. Okay. So that is the main thing here. Means it's not only this license, Sybase replication license also you will get here. Sybase, the replication license also you will get from SAP here, right? So not only HANA DB client, studio, add-ons and plugins. So additionally, you will get the data provisioning methods, and also you will get the Sybase replication as well. So the customer who are having the who wants to use the extensively all the functionalities on HANA, they can purchase this license. No. So some customer, they don't have anything. Why they have to spend more money? They have only less amount. Then in this case, they can purchase the platform edition. Some customers, they can, if they have scope to use this data provisioning methods, then they can use the enterprise editions and everything. They can use it here, right? So this is the different here. So why we have to choose
Sir,
the
what is Sybase replication server mean?
Sybase replication server means this is the one of the SAP product. Sybase means this is one of the database. This is one. The Sybase also one of the database. Okay. So if you take the HANA Extended Enterprise Edition with HANA functionalities, additionally this replication functionalities also you will get into your customer, which means you no need to separately purchase the Sybase replication server. Server is the one of the database. Sybase replication option you no need to purchase separately. It is included in your license. In the license part, it is included. Normally, if you take the same as like our best example, our mobile packs, right? Mobile packs. So if you take the something 149 recharge or 249 recharge, you will get the daily 1 GB limit data and unlimited calls you will get, right? If you go for the some 59 69 recharge option, you will only get the 50 rupees and there is no data pack option. If you go with the unlimited option, there is some more like 340 and 350, then unlimited memory, unlimited internet, then unlimited you will get the calls and talk time and everything, right? Same as like the mobile packs option. So if you don't want to use the 349, just you can use the 149, just daily 1 GB, that is enough. You have the more requirement of the data usage in internet, then you can purchase the 349, 350. Just for example, I'm telling you can use it. So how we have the differences in our mobile packs, same way in the HANA also they have released into the three licenses here. One is the HANA Platform Edition, Enterprise and Extended Enterprise Edition here, which means depending upon the license, additional functionalities you will get it out here. Depends upon the license, additional functionalities. Same as like our platform, OTT platforms also best example you can take it out, right? And also
Yes, sir. But what does Sybase replication server do?
Sybase is the one of the database here. Okay, that will replicate the data from one database to another database. One database to another database. One database to another database, that will do. What it will do means, you no need what it will do. Why? Because we no need to, we are not discussing about the any Sybase replication, Sybase options here. Only the additions we are discussing here. So what this replication server will do means, it will replicate the data from one database to another database. That is the functionality of the replication server, Sybase replication server here. It will replicate the data here.
Sir,
Yes.
so that it will add like a backup kind of thing, right?
Yes, means one
Means
database,
one database
which means
means
if
if
you have,
if
okay,
yeah, okay.
suppose you have the
Suppose we have the
one database here. So you have the some other databases also here. So that one database is here, which you have the all the data, transactional data and master data. Here you don't have any data. There is a requirement to replicate the data from in this database to in this database. So that time, so we can use the replication server concept here. So normally the replication means, so the data can be replicated to another database, from one database to another database, so we can replicate it here. So SLT will use there are the multiple options, multiple threads, multiple options, multiple threads. It will use it to replicate it here. There is separate license is required. If you want to use it, it's not the free. Separate license from SAP you have to use it to use this replication server. That's why who wants to use this functionality, although they can purchase the enterprise edition license, they can purchase it. So got it. So depends upon the so depends upon the license. You will get the functionalities in SAP server here. Depends upon the license, you will get the functionalities in SAP server here. Separately, we have to install the replication server, SAP Sybase replication server. We have to install it here to replicate the data and everything, functionalities and everything here, right? So based on that, you will get the functionalities. Then you can replicate the data. So there is a license server. So that license we have to apply it. So otherwise you have to separately purchase the license. Otherwise, then only you will get the software to your account. Otherwise, you will not get the software to your account. Okay. So that is the licensing part. Normally the types of editions they have released into the market here. So every common things, you will get the DB server, client, studio, some add-ons and plugin. These are the commonly. So every customer, if you purchase you will get it out all the things here. Common things you will get it out here, right? It's a and also in one HANA database, we can insert the transactional data in one HANA database. We can do the analytical data. transactional data, and also we can also do the analytical data. So insert the analytical data here, right? And also we can also pull the data from the other databases also using the data provisioning technique. Other databases data also we can pull it to the HANA database. We can do that one here, right? Means the real-time replication services can be used to access and replicate the data from SAP to one SAP system to another SAP system, one database to another database. So we can use it here. And also one more thing is on fly we can make the business decisions. On fly we can make the business decisions means, so if you have the terabytes, petabytes of data, so by checking the database analytics, so we can release our product into the market. So which means, so on fly we can make the business decisions. So that means the results are very fast. That's why we are making the decisions are very fast. Suppose previously if we want to analyze the terabytes of data, petabytes of data, so there are a lot of procedures, 1 or 2 days it will take to so analyze the data, history, analysis, month, sales, and everything. But nowadays, fraction of milliseconds, you are grabbing the data from the database level. So easily you can grab the data from database level. You can do that one here. So it has so many process running inside of the HANA database, which will help to finish the means analyze the data and everything here, right? That is the here. So and also HANA, we can only the SAP authenticated hardware and software means HANA database we can only install on the certified hardware vendors only. It's not like that my own hardware I can install it. No. HANA we can only install on the certified hardware vendors, right? Certified hardware vendors, we can install it here. We can load the data from the SAP and non-SAP data sources using the replication method and real-time data provisioning, reporting, high performance analytical data, and also it will reduce SAP HANA reduces the total IT cost, hardware, so slowness, everything it will be reduced in the HANA database level if you implement in your organization. So there are a lot of features are available here. It's a main memory and centric data management platform here, right? It runs on the only Linux. It's built on the C++ language. Means development side, they have HANA builds on C++ language here, C++ language. So HANA coding part, everything in the C++ language here, right? And also we can also install the HANA in the single host and multiple host also we can install it here, right? It's a very fast due to all the data loaded in the main memory. So no need to load the data from the disk. Why? Because you are grabbing the data from the main memory itself only, right? So it is used the purpose of means at the same time we can store the analytical data and transactional data in single database, which means OLAP analytical data, OLTP transactional data, we can process it here, right? So inside of the HANA there are the many process which will help to uh, calculate it, analyze the data, so how the data is coming, where to store the data, so compressed format, there are the multiple compression techniques, right? So there are the many things are there here in the HANA database. Those will help to so speed up the data, store the data. There are many advantages. If you start discussing about this one, there are many advantages are there in the HANA, right? So this is just about the HANA. So they have written into the C++ language, so versions, and we discussed about the some introduction about the what is the differences, how the other databases will stores and the HANA database will stores, and when they have released it, and we discussed about the HANA version strategy, version information. So now let's discuss, okay. So tomorrow let's discuss about the what is the difference between HANA 1.0 and 2.0 concept. Then what are the hardware requirements we required? What are the softwares we required? Then how to install the HANA database. So these things, so we will discuss tomorrow. Okay. So any questions, anyone? Just only introduction. Just